Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. In this video, I'm going to tell you the latest on Elliot Eastman, the American vlogger who got kidnapped in the Philippines. Just like many of you guys, I was curious to see what's the latest update, and I had a little bit of trouble finding any new information, but I did a little digging and I found a news article released about November 5th that said 2 more people are arrested, so I'm going to tell you guys about that, plus the increase in the actual reward for anyone with information. But first, here's the backstory of what happened to Elliot Eastman initially. The FBI are investigating the abduction of American vlogger Elliot Eastman in Zamboanga del Norte, Philippines. Eastman was reportedly taken on October 17th by 4 men posing as law enforcement officers. According to the Police Regional Office 9, Eastman was wounded in the leg while resisting and then forced onto a boat. His relatives have not received any ransom demands. The U.S. Embassy is collaborating with the local authorities in the search and prioritizing Eastman's safety. The Philippines government, including the Department of the Interior and local governments, is also working with the armed forces and the police to locate the perpetrators. Eastman has previously mentioned threats to his safety in his vlogs. So that's a little bit of initially what happened, right? Elliot Eastman was an American, I believe 26 years old. He went down to the south of the Philippines to be with his woman at the time, his partner. I think from what I hear, based on other media reports, he was initially married to a Muslim girl firstly, and then they got separated or divorced. I'm not really sure about the details. And for those of you who say that you cannot get divorced in the Philippines, firstly, you can. Secondly, this person is Muslim, so in that religion, but for those people, divorce is still legalized in the Philippines. So there's all that stuff. But regardless, he was on a second relationship with another woman. Apparently, a lot of rumors are going around that her ex has something to do with it. But here is what I found out recently regarding 2 more people being arrested. But first, let's talk about the 3 people that were arrested a couple weeks ago. 3 people have been arrested over the kidnapping of still missing newlywed American YouTuber Elliot Eastman in the Philippines, which police now believe may have been part of a violent love triangle. The arrest came as the FBI has joined the hunt for the 26-year-old Vermont native who was ambushed at his in-laws' home in Cebuco, a coastal town on the island of Mindanao, on October 17th. Quote, "Sadly, we still don't have any proof of life," Philippine National Police Brigade General Jean Fiardo told GMA News Online. That's the other concerning thing, that there's no proof of life. There has been no ransom demand, so this seems to be something more personal, potentially a crime of passion. So that's everything I knew until I just started looking again yesterday. I'm like, let me see what happened, if there's any news. Unfortunately, the mainstream media is not really releasing too much information regarding the ongoing search. I guess it's understandable in case they don't want to tip anybody off or whatever, but I thought this story would get a bit more attention, especially in like national news or even just like mainstream news. Like big channels are not really covering or saying much of it. You have to really go deep into local news or read some Tagalog, whatever language the local dialect is, try to find the actual, latest on this. And here's the latest I found about 2 more people being arrested. In Zamboanga, Philippines, police have identified and arrested 2 more suspects in the October 17th abduction of the American vlogger. Philippines National Police Zamboanga Peninsula spokesperson said on Monday, November 4th, that a supplemental complaint has been filed against 2 additional suspects linked to Eastman's kidnapping. The 2 were identified after the first 3 were named last week. Eastman, who has lived in Cebuco, Zamboanga del Norte for nearly 5 months, moved there after marrying a local resident, Kashrina. Initial reports said that the American was wounded in the leg as he tried to free himself from the armed group who dragged him from his home in Cebuco. Last week, the PNP spokesperson said that the group responsible for the abduction has also linked to various other criminal activity. 1 suspect has a pending 187 case and the others have outstanding arrest warrants. Fiordo said that the suspects have been uncooperative regarding Eastman's location. Authorities are hopeful he is still alive. The kidnapping believed to be the primary motive. However, no ransom demand has been made. Zamboanga del Norte Governor Rosalino said that they condemned the incident, saying, I quote, "This administration denounces the infliction of suffering not only upon the victim, but also upon his family and the community now gripped with fear." Meanwhile, Zamboanga del Norte 3rd District Representative said that they've now adding 350,000 pesos to the original 150,000 reward offered by the Cebuco town government, bringing the total reward to 500,000 for any information leading to Eastman's whereabouts. So that's what it is. 2 more people being arrested. You may have known about this, but I did not. So I just thought by now it would just appear on my main news feed of all the things that I follow, channels, articles, like groups and all that. But nothing. So I was just curious and I thought I'd look into it. And a couple concerning things, to be honest. The first thing for me mainly is there's no ransom demand. The second, how tight-lipped the people that are being actually arrested are about his location, meaning potentially, this is just assumption of course, that he's no longer with us. Or the fact that the people that do have him are extremely dangerous. So imagine not being a snitch for the fear of your own safety, of course, is a big thing in that kind of environment and groups and all that. But anything beyond that would be speculation at this point. But I was just curious to see what was the latest. I had no idea this was going on, to be honest, that they caught 2 more people. And it's sad because the guy was just, a vlogger, and sometimes, I don't know, there's obviously rumors that he's, not really rumors, but apparently he was handing out money and receiving interest back, and he was bragging about how much money he's making. These kinds of things, it's not really cool to be doing in a foreign land, in a foreign country, somewhere where, firstly, it's against that culture and religion, of course, to gain interest. Then if you're going to be rubbing it into people's face that you maybe do have money, but then he didn't look like he had a lot to live off. He was always eating very rice and noodles, just his living conditions, living with his in-laws. So I don't understand which part is true and which part isn't. Did he have money? Did he not have money? Was it like a crime of passion? Was it simply kidnapped for ransom? There's just too many unknowns right now. And it's hard because this kind of does affect the reputation of that region. It does make people rethink visiting that area. I'm not going to tell you what to do or what not to do, but it's definitely something that pop up in your mind the next time you're thinking of maybe dating somebody from that region or visiting that region or just exploring the Philippines, right? So leave your thoughts down below. I want to hear everything else. Do you know anything that I don't know? Have you read anything else? What's the latest that you heard? This was just something I wanted to cover for this video particularly. Joining us tomorrow for our regular news around Asia. Just a friendly reminder for you guys that are planning on coming to the Philippines. By now, I'm sure if you watch this channel, you probably know this, of course, and maybe you just have common sense. Do not ever announce your finances to strangers. Don't let them know how much money you're. Even sometimes I feel like I see some questions in Facebook groups, people not covering the identity and saying, oh, I make this much money, I live in this town, and probably best not to do that. Just no one else should know how much money you're making, or even it's just unnecessary information you don't want to give about yourself to anyone that has any bad intentions. Don't come out here flashing money. Don't be wearing expensive jewelry. Don't be wearing fashionable clothes and expensive shoes. I know it sounds kind of silly, but it's just almost, it's a little bit disrespectful to your surroundings in some ways. If you're going to live like a local and live that lifestyle, perhaps reconsider. I don't know. I'm not in that situation, so I don't know. I think I wouldn't do it even if I had money. Just for my own safety, just out of respect for other people. You don't want people to be envious of you. You don't want people to see what they don't have. It's not easy living in the Philippines and not earning a lot of money, right? So if a stranger comes into your neighborhood, I grew up in very, very poor neighborhoods, and whenever we saw a stranger come into the neighborhood and he didn't belong there, usually there'll be some tension there, and sometimes they got their ass kicked or whatever, and it's not cool. I don't agree with it, but that's just the reality of developing areas and neighborhoods and countries. So yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about at the end, but if I can maybe put that in your mind, if you're coming here, just try to I don't know. It's never okay, of course, but you can always reduce some of the risks that you take. Thank you for watching. I could ramble on apparently for no reason. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the regular news. Bye.